If you love stories about complex choices, the messy side of human emotion, and moments that change everything, you're in the right place. Before we dive into the deep end of this twisted tale, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. You won't want to miss what comes next. My name is Alex, and this is the story of how I took the wife of the man who betrayed me out on a date and made it truly, horribly unforgettable. It took me a month to stop shaking, another month to start planning, and one final, focused month to find Chloe, the woman he promised a life to while he was building one with me. They say revenge is a dish best served cold. I prefer mine served with a view. Every detail was cold, precise, and determined. I checked my reflection one last time, smoothing out a tailored dress. The calm exterior was a lie. Beneath it, I was a burning machine executing a perfect plan. I saw the framed picture of me and Mark, my Mark, and I turned it face down, shutting the door on the past. I found Chloe in the lobby. She was elegant, poised, utterly unsuspecting. I spun a perfect story. A new business partner of Mark's, reaching out to connect over drinks. She was skeptical, but flattered by the exclusive invitation to the Metropolitan Room. We stepped into the elevator. The ascent was slow and silent, a metallic coffin taking us higher. I was literally taking Chloe to a higher, more exposed altitude, the point of no return, where the fall would be long and public. We were seated at a prime table overlooking the cityscape. The waiter brought our drinks. I sipped mine too quickly, fighting the urge to explode. I raised my glass, my voice a dangerous silk. To unforgettable nights, I toasted, watching her eyes. And to the truth, however much it costs. Chloe just smiled, mistaking my intensity for business ambition. I had her. I started to prod gently, disguised as casual conversation. I asked about Mark's business trips, using specific, accurate dates that only I would know. "Oh, he told me that was a conference in Boston," she said. A small, genuine love in her voice that was a knife twist in my gut. Her defense of him, that trusting love, was fueling my rage, making the destruction feel justified. But she was starting to feel the chill. The dates I mentioned were hitting too close to home. Her smile began to falter, and I felt a spike of malicious satisfaction. The pleasant facade shattered when I pulled out my phone. I slid it across the table. It was a single crystal-clear photo, Mark and I kissing at a different venue, taken only a week ago. My voice was terrifyingly quiet. "That's me. And that's your husband, Mark, last Tuesday. Not in Boston. He was with me." She snatched the phone, immediate denial flooding her face. "This is a joke, a mistake. You're lying." She tried to give it back, but I leaned in, shutting down her escape. "He used the silver cufflinks you bought him for our date that night, Chloe. The ones you told me about 10 minutes ago." The air went out of her. It wasn't a denial anymore. It was a silent, gasping shock. Her trust shattered, and I was in control, triumphant. Chloe's shock turned to raw, ugly grief and rage. She didn't scream, but her entire body contorted. She grabbed the water glass and slammed it down, the loud thud silencing the nearest tables. I watched as the entire restaurant turned their heads, their eyes whispering. The unforgettable part was the public spectacle of her private agony. She was mortified that her pain was on display, and I had orchestrated every glance. Tears streamed down her face, her voice a ragged whisper. "Why me? Why here? Why not just tell him?" My eyes burned with the only truth I knew. "Because he broke something precious, Chloe. And when you break something this badly, you don't just fix it. You burn it down, so everyone sees the fire." I pulled out the final piece of evidence, a small, wrapped gift box. I slid it to her. She opened it. Inside was a necklace Mark had given me, but also a letter from Mark's lawyer detailing the divorce proceedings I had already started. It revealed the full scale of his betrayal to her, that his affair wasn't a one-night mistake, and that I was already ending my own relationship with him. I explained the true reason for the date. I needed to know that I wasn't the only one he lied to, Chloe. I needed to know what a fool I was, in person, with your eyes on me. We're both his victims, but I got to choose the time and the place. I looked at Chloe, seeing not a rival, but a mirror. I was disgusted by Mark, but the cruel, calculated person I had to become for this moment filled me with a dawning sense of guilt and pity. She stood up abruptly, knocking her chair back. She didn't look at me. She simply fled the table past the staring diners to the emergency exit, swallowed by the silence of the aftermath. I remained seated, watching her go. The triumphant look on my face dissolved into profound emptiness. I looked out at the cityscape, vast and uncaring. I planned the destruction. I perfected the performance. I expected the rush. I expected to feel clean. But all I tasted was ash. The high perch no longer felt like a throne of power, but a solitary, exposed cage. The lights of the city were cold. I left the table, dropping a thick stack of cash, enough to cover the bill and a hefty tip. I left Chloe's open gift box, the lawyer's letter, inside for the waiter to find. I walked out of the building and onto the street, now just another person swallowed by the crowd. I passed a couple holding hands and looked away quickly. I made it unforgettable, but for whom? And at what cost? If this story resonated with you, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss another deep dive into the human heart. Thank you for listening.